Fairway.
What's up, dude?
What's up, everybody? It's this week's edition of Getting to Know NEXA with my man here, Eric Tomes. Welcome, dude.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
For sure, brother. So listen, let's just start off with, tell us a little bit about where you're at. I know you're back in the Midwest. I always get confused if you're in Kansas or Missouri. I get those states mixed up.
Yeah, it all bundles together up here.
And I grew up in Wisconsin, man. I should know better. But so yeah, tell us a little bit about where you're at, what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I currently reside in Kansas City, Kansas. So on the Kansas side, I'm from Omaha, obviously Omaha, Nebraska, and spent a lot of time in Phoenix. That's kind of like my second home for a long time. And so my grandpa built about every target you see down in Phoenix, actually, ironically, back in the day. So that was our family tie to Arizona, and I just fell in love with the place. But yeah, I currently reside in Kansas City, Kansas, and help quite a few agents in the whole metro area between Kansas and Missouri. And then obviously I still hold my Nebraska license and my Arizona license, and Louisiana I got as well. So,
Cool.
But yeah, just up here in the Midwest, corn and cows and all that.
Right on. Yeah. So yeah, listen, we want to share with folks, a little bit about yourself, even outside NEXA and the business of mortgages, which we live and breathe daily. Right.
Yeah.
But you're kind of a rocker, man. You got a rock and roll band. I believe it's called Waiting Eli, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You see the guitars are right in the background. There's some guitars right in the background down here, like down there.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, no, so I've been doing that for many years. Music's always been in my family, but the band has been around for, 7-8 years, somewhere in there. Spent a good chunk of 2015 and 16 touring the road, playing on the road as a young band, really grinding it out. And so we've, over the years, just kind of different fruitions of the band and everything like that. We've, done some work with Tech Nine, and I write some songs and help other bands produce some songs. And I'm, down here in my office for mortgage work, but I also have my whole studio set up down here too. So been a huge part of my life for, as long as I can really remember. I mean, my whole family was musical too. So, but yeah, we, that Awaiting Eli, it's ironic. I think you kind of know one of our founding guitarists passed away last week. And so we're thinking of kind of graduating that out. I had a new project called Machines that's going to be dropping, and that's probably the new formation of Awaiting Eli is going to kind of turn into that. So
morph into that. Right.
Yeah. Right. Morph into Machines, just kind of lay it to rest. It was a founding member.
Yeah. Right.
So, but yeah, it's great. I mean, it's kind of funny. I get a lot of people that are like, how do you, so you do mortgages and you do music? And it's like, yeah,
well, dude. So on that note, as we were getting ready, or I was thinking about this today, that we're going to be hopping on together, I was trying to think of, the name for you. It's like the mortgage musician, the heavy metal mortgage guy, what do you like?
I always like, I just feel like the mortgage rocker or like something like that. I mean, I remember, a while back, I think we were coming up with this. Me, you, and Tom were coming up with that a while back. Yeah. Some kind of cliche name for it, because it's like, it's true. But it's it's cool. I think there's a guy down in the valley there that does all tattooed realtor guy.
Tattooed real estate guy here, right?
Yeah, and so it's cool. Like I said, I mean, it's awesome that people will actually, like I said, when I'm introduced by like my real estate agent partners and stuff like that, they. Nick's actually, ironically, one of my real estate agents is the guitarist in the new stuff, Machines, and and the bassist is actually a real estate agent too. So it's kind of funny. So, but it's cool because they get that realm, and they're intrigued by the music stuff, but then you still have that side where it's like, all right, well, we gotta I gotta make sure we handle your financials and everything correctly. And we'll talk about music. We'll talk about music, soon too. But it's cool. Like I said, it ties it all together, and it's two like completely, opposite spectrums, but I'm able to balance it pretty well. Like I said, I got a couple little ones now, and so the late nights are now late nights with babies instead of late nights.
Yeah. Well, yeah, congrats. I know you just had your second boy, and some rock and roll names in there too, right? Why don't you tell everybody the names of your boys?
Yeah, so Jagger is he's my 10-month-old. It's gonna be funny. People are gonna be like, "Damn, you guys didn't wait." But Jagger's my 10-month-old, Jagger Ryan, and then Axel Weston is he's 2 weeks old. So
wow,
technically like Irish twins, basically is what they call that. So it's actually cool because they're gonna be in the same grade. They'll be in the Kansas's cutoff is like August 31st. And he was born on August 30th, so they'll be in the same grade.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Awesome. I'm gonna probably get a lot of calls from the principal's office, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's pretty surreal.
They'll look out for one another, man. You know what I mean? So that'll be good.
And that's kind of like I said, I got blessed. I mean, like I said, a girl or boy, I would have been happy with either or. I got, step kids too. So and I got a couple daughters that they're a handful. They're fun, but like I said, I was like, oh, I got 2 boys. Okay, cool. Like they're gonna take care of each other. Everything should be cool. So, and they're both healthy. I got like I said, kind of graduating from where I've been in my life. The last couple of years has been really awesome. I got married and had kids and everything kind of seemed to just keep soaring. So it's been really cool, man. It's been good.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I'm proud of you.
Besides the lack of sleep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a while, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think I got 47 minutes last night.
I don't doubt it, dude. That's funny, man. Well, so awesome, dude. So obviously, we do tie this into NEXA, of course, as well. When did you start with NEXA? Where did you come from? I know you were in retail. I think it was, one of our favorite guys out there.
Oh yeah, it was one of our favorite guys for sure. And I love it. I love that the fact of this because I was at Fairway and I got into it, because back if you look at some of my old pictures, I used to stunt ride crotch rockets professionally, run around doing that stuff too. And a good friend of mine from Chicago area. He was with Fairway. And so when I got back into the mortgage business, he's like, yeah, just come work with me. Like, get your license. First things first, get your license, right? You're not real unless you're going to get your license. So get that test, get that done. Got that done and went and got with him. And, as you're a new LO or like, I guess it was me getting back into it because back when I was 19, I worked for Aegis doing subprime, like long time ago before their bankruptcy.
Aegis, I haven't heard that name forever, dude.
Yeah, like I was fresh out of high school and they're like, oh, dude, you can talk to anybody. Just start calling. And it's like, all right, cool. Sounds good. So I worked for them. And then I worked for a place called Huntington when I lived in Phoenix, Huntington Financial for a little while before 2008. And then, branched out of it and did different things from there. Music, obviously, and building motorcycles and bars, ran some bars and stuff in areas. And then, getting back into it, I got to Fairway, and as you're new to it, like obviously other producing loan officers, they're busy with their mumbo jumbo and going, and they've got their teams, their processors, their LOAs working, and he did as good as he could there. But I remember like going out and trying to find certain, I'd find like bank statement loans, and this is when like Fairway was kind of shutting that down, and he's like, "You guys, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, dude." And it's like, okay, cool. Well, translate that into now. It's September 14th, 2022. I've done 2 different loans with that guy for somewhere in the shade of probably just over $1 million and $1.25 million. Mm-hmm. And it's like okay, well, that wasn't really a waste of time. And he's a good friend of mine. It's just like he'd go into a bank at an 800 credit score and everybody like, oh, you don't show, yeah, you make a lot of money through your business, but you only show this much. And well, that would be your mortgage payment. So you'd be at over 100% DTI. So that doesn't work.
Right.
So coming out of that really, getting my feet wet with NEXA was great. Cause I left Fairway and got out here and it's like, oh, I got all these options. Like I basically, the process that I roll with, and like I say, my processor Nicole, like I try to be very educational with the process. It's not just another deal. It's not, I'm not like a banker, and it's like, okay, cool, you're just okay, you're coming in because they sent you in. I'll just take care of you, get it done, and you know, that made it to me where it's like, okay, well, if there's a way to help this client, or maybe there isn't right now, maybe we got to help strategize with them. We'll get them there where they need to go, but we have all these resources to be able to go do that. And, on top of just the credit repair companies and those kinds of companies to help get people back in strong positions. But, all the 140, 150 plus lenders that we got to go work with. Obviously I've got 180 now.
We're at 180 now.
That's the thing. I've got my favorites I use, and that's the thing is, but I've got scenarios that come up, which I was actually going to hit you up this evening after we get done with this, because I have a very unique situation to discuss. But that's the great thing where I would, if I had a scenario like what just came across my desk right now at Fairway, they just look at me like, why'd you even answer that phone call? And it's like, right. What do you mean? Like, why wouldn't I answer the phone? If somebody wants money for a house, like, why would I not? Like, and I'm the guy they called. That's who they called to help take care of them, because they know me or they got referred me. And so, coming over to NEXA was actually a blessing. Like I said, not only the comp plans is a hell of a lot better than, anywhere else you're going to touch.
Business, man.
It's the best in the business by far. Like, there's nobody else. And I still talk to Brad to this day, the dude that was at Fairway, with me, and he's over at Major Mortgage now. And we've talked numerous times. I'm just like, dude, like, you should come over this way, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should maybe think about coming over this way, because it's at the end of the day, I've been around enough to see, Fairway was a pretty big competitor in that retail space. And while there was some cool systems and stuff like that, we've got the same kind of systems over here, but there was just, as far as like your pay scales, the options for the client, which at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. Like, it's to have a successful transaction with a client that is in their best interest. And you're not in this little box there, so where your bank is telling you, like, you can only do these products. No, we got all this stuff.
You got the whole gamut. If it exists, I mean, just to put it in perspective, we even can do chattel loans, right? Mm-hmm. Loans on like a manufactured home that's on leased land, right? Who's ever heard of doing those? Not that I want to do a bunch of those. Shout out to Jed Lohman for making that his specialty. But I mean, and that's the thing about NEXA, dude, is he had experience with that. He owns, or I think he owns currently with his business partner, some manufactured home parks. Mm-hmm. Okay. He dove into this, saw that we could, do these specialty loans. He's now become the expert in the whole company, first of all, and nationwide, as he's building this team. And that's all he focuses on. NEXA gave him the opportunity to do that. We signed up with that lender that's really good at those things. He figured out how the process works. And like, that's his only focus, where you and I are like, I want to touch that shit. He's like, feed it to me, bro, feed it to me, and I'll do it. So, I mean, that's what, our options allow people to do, is to come on in, become an expert in some of our one-off or specialty products, one-time closed construction loans, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then you dominate the market, because no one even knows how to do it. Their lender, where they work, they don't do them at all. And if they tried to broker it, it would just be a shit show, because they have no clue what they're doing. Right. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And that's, like I said, that's actually exactly like Jed's, I guess niche, like, that's the thing is, I noticed, I got a bank. After I started digging into that, I remember Tom, saying like, oh, why do you want to touch those? There's so many VA loans and conventional loans out there. It's like, well, I mean, that's what I'm getting, dude. So I'm getting bank statement loans and they meet the credit requirements. They meet everything. Yeah, they're a little difficult to do, but if you set the expectations properly, like my rookie mistake was like, yeah, I can do this in 3 weeks. Well, no, the hell you can't. Like, even if you're really prepared, it's still gonna be hard to do. You might be able to get it done, but I always try to allot 45 to 60 days on a specialty product like that, just in case. And then if you come in at 30 days, hey, you saved the day rather than but that's the thing is, I remember being tagged in a post on their Brokers Are Better group with somebody who, like I said, who I remember actually Anthony was in there. Oh, we don't touch those. It's like, I'll do it. What do you mean you don't touch those? Like, absolutely. You know what? Absolutely. Every single one you got, send my way. I'll do all of them.
Hell
Because I
yeah.
know how to do.
I started doing the non-QM stuff like my first 2 weeks here at NEXA. That's over 4 years ago, man.
Yep.
Jumped right into those bank statements. I know tons and tons of self-employed people here that needed that product
Yep.
that were still kind of on my desk, so to speak, over here, right? That I had to turn down
Exactly.
at Supreme Lending because it was just traditional qualifying, looking at tax returns. And everybody knows if you're self-employed, you're taking advantage of the tax code and you're writing that income down, right?
Yep.
And saving a boatload of money in taxes.
Oh yeah.
But then it becomes difficult to qualify for an additional loan. So,
Yep.
that was like walking through the door. I popped 3-4 deals, just from existing things that I had still lingering on my desk.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean the non-QM stuff that we're able to do is amazing. And it just to put it in a nutshell, if the product exists, if
We
it's
can
on
do
a
it.
Scotsman guide, we have it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is that's like I said. I think I don't even know if I answered that, but I've been over here about 2.5 years. So you've been here since kind of that OG status, and I got in I think when I got in, there's maybe like 500 or 600 loan officers, or 800, 700, 800, and now we're at like 1,900 and something loan officers, and so and that's the thing, and the products keep growing, and the other good thing I'd say, like I said, I see. I kind of watch from afar because I kind of just keep my nose to the ground and work and grind and grind and grind. But I've been watching, like Mike hold people accountable in a lot of different things, and I respect the hell out of that because at the end of the day, it's like he's got our best interest. If somebody, I had a deal with a lender that wasn't, they were being squirrely, markets were shifting and being squirrely, and he stepped right in, backed us up, just like he says. I mean, and that's that at the end of the day. That makes you happy for who you're working with and working for and partnering with as a company, and who you're representing basically, and that to me is, like you told me, like obviously he was a very high producing loan officer. He gets it from our standpoint. And it made it, like I said, it made it to where that transition, there was never like a, once I got over here, I mean, I've had several different people try to pull, and it's like, I just don't, I mean, I'm not going to break. I'm not going to try to fix what's not broken. I'm cool. I like where I'm at. I have every option I need for people. If it's morally doable, because at the end of the day, I do have morals. I'm not going to put people in a bad position. But if it's morally doable, yeah, I can do it. And that's all I can really ask for, like
Right.
I'm not putting any kind of nutshell where it's like, oh, well, we just don't touch those, like even the HELOC stuff. I mean, we've got the sources for those where I was looking at, like I remember I walked into Wells Fargo like 3-4 months ago to cash a big check or deposit a big check or something. I was like, let me talk to the personal banker real quick. Well, who do I talk to about sending HELOCs over? Just try to make that connection. Let me get your actual home loans. They're not going to hand them off, but I don't do a lot of HELOCs. Just to make a connection, and we don't do them anymore. I'm like, well, really? You don't? And it's like, okay, well, and then shortly after that, like UWM pops out, hey, we're doing HELOCs, and so it's like,
Yeah.
we can
Well,
literally.
I think Wells is getting out of the mortgage space altogether, is what I've been hearing and reading. So that doesn't surprise me, man. But yeah, I mean, we've broken the mold of the traditional broker over the course of time NEXA's been in existence, man. We've filled all the gaps, and I've seen it firsthand. Like you said, I am one of the OG's first 10 here, and it was nowhere near this, right? When I walked through the door. But the ability to identify and work on fixing the problems in the broker platform that there were. And that's where we filled the gaps, where you're getting the best of both worlds with, the retail feel, but the broker ability to do all the products, to get lower rates and fees for your clients, still with the support, benefits, and all the things that you would expect in retail, but still able to serve the client the best. and essentially your real estate referral partners as well, once they know how much better you're doing for the client versus where you came from, let's say at Fairway, right?
Yeah, that's a nice thing is you usually like I've noticed that like once you get that first deal, as long as you do good with the realtor partner, it's like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, you crushed it. And then the second deal, as maybe a client goes back and discusses their experience with you, that's when a realtor partner's like, wait, okay, they're doing what? And I've even, to use that trick, I had one of my great real estate agents, Nick. I was like, well, here, I'll just show you. Fill out that Blink application. This was back when refis were happening really hot, rates were really low. He's like, I wanted to look at refi. Dude, that application was super easy. It took me 10 minutes. Like, holy crap. And then, we get going on things and stuff like that. He just got to see firsthand how easy it was. And then, just through several transactions, they're like, oh, okay. Like we had one that was a pretty difficult FHA manual, went through EPM it was tough, man. And I was traveling at the time too. So I was pacing on the phone at like 6 a.m. in LA recording. And I was like pacing to get this done. I got it done. And that, like once those kinds of things, like not your normal good credit, perfect W-2, no variable, none of that, like that stuff that just soars when you get through those problem files and the client just called me the other day. Hey, yeah, I just wanted to thank you for everything that you did. I know I call you about once a month and tell you, but we love this house. It's like, I wasn't the one that sold you the house. I just got you the money. Nick sold you the house.
Yeah.
But once the realtor partners realize that, they're like, dude, you really can. Like, I don't need to call Larry from the credit union on the road. Like, I don't need Larry's number no more. It's like, no,
it's certainly the one-stop shop, man. We can crush it, speed and turn times on the nice cookie cutter deals, just like anywhere. And then we've got the ability to get the difficult deals done, the manual underwrites, the low credit scores, the non-QM, and then as far as the one-time close construction and the chattel loans and things like that I'm going to lead to Jed Loman. But
you can do them all. You can do all those.
You got those referred to me from me all day long.
Yep, those are all yours, Jed.
But yeah, we love you, bro.
I vowed to give those all to you.
Yeah. I don't know if he's brilliant or just fucking crazy, dude.
Probably a combo of both.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of both.
Right. Well, listen, man, I know you got to run to another meeting here. Want to wrap it up anyway, try to keep these 20-ish. Okay. And, but definitely, dude, great to hear from you, man. I'm really liking the heavy metal mortgage guy, the mortgage musician. Maybe we'll put a vote in like the comments later. And we'll see what everybody likes for you, dude, and we can start that branding.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll let everybody we'll put a few different ideas in there and see what people vote on.
Well, we'll just ask for it too. Maybe one of those two isn't the winner, right? Yeah. So everybody just give us their opinions. But on that note, man, I have seen those picks with Tech9, so it's rock and roll, but you're still kind of doing some of that, crossover type stuff at times, right? Is that
dude, 110%.
Would you say that's kind of the biggest name we all might know that you worked with?
For now, yeah. There's some other things in the works and stuff that I've got on this computer and some other stuff. Yeah, there's some other things I'm working on, but because the machine stuff is definitely a lot more of a pop rock feel. Like it's still got rock, it's still got grit. There's some songs that got some grit, but I mean, I went to more of a space to be able to sell the music and have it be palatable for everybody. So like I said, but like I love crossing genres, man. Like growing up, I listened to all kinds of stuff, and so that's if I get a chance to do songs with rappers and the beat calls for a good guitar lick over it and a good hook. That's why I always tell myself, you give me a beat, I'm going to make a hook. A hook is what sells, and so. And so like, I love to cross genres, but you'll see that the new machine stuff, dude, we have a single called Gravity. I'm going to shoot a music video for in New York on the 27th. And that one that'll be sweet. It's coming. I got some more stuff coming for you.
Cool, man. Hey man, maybe we can do this again while you're like backstage at recording studio or something.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
awesome.
down.
Okay, my man. Let's
awesome,
wrap this up, dude. Have a good evening, man. We'll talk to you soon. Call me on that scenario if you want later.
Yeah, I'll hit you up as soon as I get done with this meeting. I'll talk to you.
Right on, bro.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Take care.